When Doom was released in 1993, it fundamentally changed the gaming industry. Developed by id Software, it was one of the first games to popularize the first-person shooter genre, boasting fast-paced combat and groundbreaking 3D environments. And beyond its technical achievements, Doom became a cultural phenomenon, even surpassing Windows as the #1 product installed on home PCs at that time.
Windows was the number 2 product, and probably most of you know what the number 1 product was. It was Doom.
Due to Doom's immense popularity and the accessibility of game files on PC compared to consoles, it was only a matter of time before fans began creating countless mods and custom levels, known as WADS, short for Where's All the Data. These mods altered maps, textures, and sometimes even gameplay mechanics. The modding community thrived, transforming Doom into more than just a game. It became a platform for creative expression. Players would go on to share their creations online, building vibrant communities dedicated to the sharing and downloading of Doom WADs. However, the open and unregulated nature of the internet allowed all kinds of individuals to participate, including those with more sinister intentions. Among these individuals was a user by the name of RealDoomer, known in real life as Eric Harris. Eric Harris, alongside Dylan Klebold, orchestrated one of the deadliest school shootings in American history on April the 20th, 1999. At just 18 and 17 years old, they killed 12 of their classmates and 1 teacher, injuring 24 others before taking their own lives. The massacre shocked not only America, but the entire world. In the aftermath, investigators scoured every aspect of their lives to try to explain the evil that had occurred. Among the many disturbing things recovered, including the infamous basement tapes, were Harris's personal writings and his website, both of which revealed his deep fascination with Doom. Harris's obsession with Doom ran deep, even going as far as naming the shotgun he used in the massacre after a character from the Doom novels. He even made multiple references to the game in his writings when discussing the massacre that he and Klebold would carry out. More notably, Harris created his own WADs and distributed them online through his website. A few of these WADs have been recovered and remain accessible today, allowing anyone to download and play them. If the story had ended there, the remaining missing WADs would be disturbing lost media, content made by a school shooter. However, it was a statement found in an FBI report that warranted me to make this entire video. Quote, I asked Proctor if he had heard Klebold or Harris talking about pipe bombs, and he stated he had not. He stated earlier this year Harris told him he had designed a Doom level that was Columbine High School. Proctor stated that he assumed that it was a terrorist attack on the school and that you acted as the SWAT team. I asked him if he had ever seen the game, and he stated he hadn't. I asked him if Harris told him who else he may have shown the game to, and he stated he did not. Proctor stated that since the incident, he had spoken with another student, Scott Carpenter, who stated he had also heard about the Doom game involving the school. Proctor stated that he and Carpenter were at more the same skill level, but he knew that Carpenter had played the Doom games with Harris and Klebold as well. According to this FBI report and corroborating statements from Harris's acquaintances, Eric Harris allegedly made a recreation of Columbine High School within Doom. Many online believe this to be RealDoom.wad, though no verified copies of the WAD have surfaced. Many speculate that the map was a detailed recreation of the school's layout and was used as a training ground to simulate the attack. However, such claims are unverified, and much of what is known about the mod stems from claims made online and mere speculation rather than hard evidence. Over the years, numerous attempts have been made to find RealDoom.wad. Many have combed through backups of Harris's website, archived forum posts, and other digital remnants. The only verifiable evidence of the WAD's existence comes from a README file included in several of Harris's other WADs, which states, "Ask for my awesome WAD called RealDoom.zip." This request stands out as uncharacteristic. Unlike his other WADs, which were directly uploaded to his website for anyone to download and play, Harris seemingly wanted people to contact him directly for RealDoom.zip. This anomaly raises two possibilities. 1. RealDoom.zip was nothing more than a patch for Doom. Harris would modify in-game sprites and effects in some of his other WADs, such as adding blood that stuck to walls, which wasn't a part of the base game.
If you look closely, you can see that the Demon Dead sprite animations have more gore. That's because Eric made them all himself, and to give credit where credit is due, it seems that Eric was the first person in the world to do such a thing with Doom, add more blood to an already bloody game.
It's possible that RealDoom.zip was his attempt to make Doom gorier, a real version of the game in his eyes. Or 2. RealDoom.zip contained the infamous Columbine map. Harris frequently referenced the massacre he planned in his writings, stating that it would be just like Doom. The name Real Doom could be referencing this, and that the attack they will carry out would be real-life Doom. One student who attended Columbine High School with Harris and Klebold later claimed on online forums to have played the WAD. Quote, "Yes, they created a WAD modeled after Columbine. Joe Stair told me he played this level and it was Dylan who took credit for most of the work. Eric and Dylan probably made the WAD together. There is another WAD Eric made to look like the map of Columbine High School that was given out during parent-teacher conferences. I had a copy of the school's printed map and noticed that it matched the outer map of one of his Doom WADs almost exactly. I can't remember which WAD this was. I had an image of both maps side by side. If I can find this image, I'll post it here." This is particularly haunting because it sounds eerily similar to Harris's README file, that he would only give out the WAD directly and not through his online website. It's important to note that Harris and Klebold had multiple run-ins with the law, and had the police called on them for things that they had shared online. It would then make sense as to why Harris did not post the WAD online, but instead handed it out directly. Furthermore, according to a Colorado news article, the map did in fact exist and was played by others within close proximity to Harris. However, the WAD was not called Real Doom. Some Doom players say they recall Harris introducing such a level over the internet. He actually made a level of Doom that was the same layout as the high school. One metro area young man, who asked not to be identified, said during a visit to the memorials set up at the school. He called the level CHS, which stands for Columbine High School. It was as close as you can get for a video game. It wasn't the entire school, you couldn't make levels that big, but it was definitely part of it. With the limited technology of the time, creating a full rendition of Columbine High School would have been nearly impossible. However, recreating a specific section was possible, particularly for someone with experience modding the game like Harris. In early 2011, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office destroyed all remaining Columbine evidence, including the basement tapes and Harris's Doom WADs that couldn't be found online. It's safe to assume that among the destroyed files was the dreaded WAD that recreated Columbine High School. The hunt for RealDoom.wad raises important ethical questions. Should this piece of lost media even be found? On one hand, uncovering it could provide insight into Harris's psyche and other factors that led to the Columbine tragedy. On the other, its release could have harmful consequences, potentially glorifying or trivializing the violence and re-traumatizing survivors and the families of the victims. Finding lost media is often seen as a way to preserve fragments of internet culture for future generations and a way to reconnect with forgotten pieces of the past. But not all media deserves to be found. Perhaps it's for the best that RealDoom.wad, or whatever name it may have carried, remains lost to the endless void of the internet.